Hey everybody, this is Stephanie and Pep, P-E-P-P-F. All right,
Hey.
Bringing our live podcast to you guys. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here today to join us at Your Life Index. All right, we're into our next series, and today we're going to talk about our thought and our phrase for 2018.
2018.
All right. All right, Steph, say hi to everybody.
Hey there, everybody.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Right. So they don't think that I'm just here and
no.
And I'm disguising my voice. Hey, it's Stephanie, right?
That's another thing we're taking on. We're disguising each other's voices, swapping our characters. We're just doing all kinds of stuff for 2018.
Hey,
we're just going to be magicians.
Right. We're just trying to keep it real for y'all guys, man, So, hey, let's just jump right into it. Our phrase for 2018 is willing healing. Yeah, if we look at the situation in our world, we look at the situation in our communities. If we, assess energies at our jobs, in our lives, in our relationships, and even in our own temples, in our own selves, we know that, there's always some healing that, can take place to make life better, for us as individuals, for our, living environment, and for the world, overall. Mm-hmm. Remember, Steph, that, a lot of times we talk about, what it is we're seeking, to improve the quality of our lives as a community and as a human race. Right. And we want these things like peace and, and love and all this stuff. And we really want to access the things that we say are available to us in order to live better and to be at a higher level of wellness. Mm-hmm. Well, we want these things, but we can't access them as long as everything that encases these things are broken.
Right.
So I think one of the first step is making the decision that we really want to heal and that we're ready, willing and ready to do the things that are required to heal.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. And I think it kind of dovetails off of our last episode, heading into this new year about, willing healing, as Pepper was just saying, and, having that willing nature to want to improve and be better. I heard you say better, and that was kind of the topic of the last episode that we launched, new year, better you.
Right.
Not perfect you,
exactly.
better you.
Yeah.
So, and I think it just really fits nicely with this theme that we're talking about here, and I like the fact that you had brought up a really important word here, which is, being willing to change, get better, heal. Insert the word. You have to be willing to do that.
Right.
I think to be successful at anything you do.
Well, exactly, because let's use this term metaphorically as let's say an injury, for example.
Right.
If you slip down and break your leg, you can be upset about why you slipped down, how you slipped, and all this. None of that upset and anger or frustration is going to heal your leg.
You trying to bring up when I slipped in the garage?
Right.
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but you're right, because I was here with the brace on my leg.
Right, exactly.
Working it.
but then once you start focusing on healing the injury, right, then everything started to step forward, right, and and you're able to move forward with your life and everything. So, and your schedule and your agenda and your pace and all that. So if we look at our life situations, like in our world or even just in ourselves, we can wallow in frustration. We can be angry about certain things. We can be frustrated with things in our government or wherever our anger and frustration, tends to be right now. But at the end of all that anger, at the end of all that frustration, at the end of all of that, we still have to focus on healing.
Right.
Or we would just be stuck in our anger, right?
Yes.
Or our frustration. So, when we think about willing healing, let's just, as you said, let's focus on this word willing for a second. All right. Willingness is, within the concept of defining willing. So willingness is making a decision. Are you willing to blah, blah, blah? Which means, have you decided that you're going to blah, blah, blah?
Right.
You've made the decision. And there's a saying in progressive thinking, and that saying is, even if I don't have the answer to what I need to do, I am willing to, and ready, not just willing, but ready to make the decision. I am not going to stay where I am.
Right.
What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? I don't know. But I do know that I'm not going to stay where I am. That's
ready.
the first thing before you do anything, right? You make a decision. So all willingness is it making the decision.
Right. That's right.
If you're willing, then that assumes that you're ready, right? So that's why you usually hear those two words together. Ready and willing.
Ready and willing.
Right? Ready and willing. So, and all that, once we assess whatever the situation is, we acknowledge, right, the circumstance or situation in our own life, in our own relationships, in our world, situations and everything. I've decided that I'm willing to make a move, to do something. And then along with willingness is willpower. Right? Here's that word, will. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Willpower. Well, willpower is we can say it's discipline, it's fortitude, we can say it's strength, right? So if we have willpower, then we have the fortitude. If we have willpower, we have the discipline, or we're at least willing to employ the discipline. If we have willpower, then we have gathered the strength to make the move to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what I'm hearing here is it's just as much as a mental exercise than it is, having that mental exercise to say, okay, look, these are the things that I need to change. This is what I need to do, and now I'm ready to do whatever it is. I think that mental preparedness is just as important as the actual physical act of getting up and doing. Even more, right?
Even more. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of thinking involved here.
Exactly. If your
so
head
important.
is not ready, because your body or your actions are going to only follow through with where your mind is, where your head is, how ready you are mentally. So, because we can jump up and start acting out circumstance or situation mechanically, right? And sometimes that's like trying to clean a fish before you catch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, we jump out there and we're so excited.
Strategies there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for us to know where our heads are and to be so ready mentally, then all our actions have to do is follow through with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So so that's good. So the mental is, if not as equally as important, is more. Right, exactly. So the other will that we want to talk about is free will. At the end, after their choices. So after willingness and after willpower, you finally end up at the end of the day with free will. Because, you can have the willpower, you can have the strength, you can have the fortitude, you can have the willingness, you can make the decision. At the end of the day, that free will is choice.
That's right.
Are you choosing
to
stay back and do nothing, say nothing, be nothing, accomplish nothing, you know what I mean? Or are you choosing to step into the situation for the sake of healing?
Right.
Right. So as we say, you can slip down, hurt your leg, and if you are not willing to employ these things, willingness, willpower, and choice, right? If you're not willing to now focus on the healing, then your leg will just stay injured. What is that going to do? Impact your life, or your inability to move forward and succeed and get things done.
And you stay stuck.
And you stay stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we can blame it on the injury, but no, we need to look and blame it on our lack of willingness to heal.
Right. That's right. No,
We just saying, right?
I mean, hey, this is about your life. That's why we are calling this podcast "Your Life Index." Because these are tools for success. These are tools to get you on the road to, better healing, better wellness, and that has to start with you. So a lot of this is going to be geared towards what can we do as individuals to improve our circumstances. And so, you were talking about something earlier about how we can blame our government or this or that. Right. There's a lot to blame. There's a whole lot of blame going on.
Oh,
and we can
absolutely.
talk about it all day long.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, Donald Trump ain't gonna help you.
Right. Well, right. Well,
he can mess us up. You may have higher taxes. Your gas may go up. There are things that we have to deal with societal things that we have to deal with. You got to pay your taxes. You got to do this. But at the end of the day, we have to be responsible for ourselves and for our everyday being.
Well, the healing has to start within the individual, right? And then resonate out from there, right? No beams of light illuminates anything until it starts with the click of the switch, and that light, wherever it comes from, that illuminates out. But the light didn't start out there in the illumination. It started right in the bulb itself, right? So any of these things that we are going to, focus on healing in this year, if we want things to change, trust me, things got to heal. Right. If we want people to evolve in a healthy way, then there's got to be self-healing, right? Okay. So we know that there's willingness, there's courage. Sometimes even to heal, you may have to compromise.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times I experience that we get so caught up in being right that we would rather be right than heal.
Yeah.
Guess how that's going to end?
It's not going to end well.
Right. We will stay sick and broken.
Yeah. And
right?
Stuck. That is such a rigid state of being, for sure. Yeah. So do you want to be right or do you want to heal? Yeah, that's big.
And so sometimes that may call on us to compromise, instead of being so self-righteous that everything else in the world is wrong. Sometimes, to heal may call for sacrifice.
Right. Yeah.
But
I think in all of this, there's a correlation with, folks that, can go through maybe steps 1 or 2 of our plan for 2018, but the readiness is everything. Because when you're ready, then you're willing to then jump to steps 3 and 4 and say, okay, got to sacrifice,
do what it takes,
and I got to compromise.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, if you're not ready to actually move forward and improve, then you're stuck in that state of, well, it's this person's fault or it's that person's fault. And the world that's kind of spinning around you is the problem and not you. And there's a lot of judgment that
when we
that
think
goes on
of
with
blame,
that,
if we think of blame, usually we don't ask the question. You go, well, Pepper, what's the question? All right. The question is, what's my part? If you think that there's anything happening in your life where you have no part, then you are blind, deaf, no, you know what I mean? It's like
living under a rock.
Right, exactly. So if we just ask ourselves, on a daily, okay, what's my part? What do I need to bring to the table, right? Because if, as you said, to be in a state of readiness, I've got to say, what is it that I have to have ready? I want to step in. I want to step on the battlefield. I want to be ready to do my thing. But what is ready? It might be mental. It might be some strategical stuff that you have to organize and index and all this, right? But if we ask ourselves, what's my part? If the moment I ask myself, what's my part, then I don't lean on blame.
Right. That's
right. You know what I mean?
That's
because
right.
as long as I feel like, well, the action is everybody else's fault, then I fail to ask myself, what's my part in this whole fault? Right. And blame is nothing but what? Be lame.
Right.
Be lame. That's it. Right.
True.
So
it's
if I don't want to be lame, then I don't have blaming someone else is a luxury I can't afford. So, and I can use this sidestep that if I want to stay honest,